Okay, it is New Year's Day by profane calendar, 3:13 p.m. and I am doing a video that I've been planning on doing for a long time about my aunt. A couple days after Halloween last year, had written me something on Facebook about a guy named Kevin Swanson that I've listened to, and I've listened to him quite a bit since then. And basically, a little bit about myself. This is and about him. This is a Christian speaker, got a radio podcast, broadcast, something rather. And what he does is, well, he preaches. That's it. I am not a Christian. And this is important to mention because when I listen to Christian propaganda or any other religious propaganda, odds are this is not the choir it's being preached to. In any event, I was writing a lot back to her at the time about what I thought of this person and his ideas, but it was getting a little long, and I decided to just put everything in a video, and I told her I was going to make a video, and here I go, making it. So I will be listening to this Kevin Swanson while I shine my shoes, and that's it. So, without further ado, here is Kevin Swanson talking about Halloween and his take on Halloween. I have a comment for just about everything he says here, so I don't know how long this video is going to be, but it's going to be long. I also don't know much about pasting videos together, so I'm going to try to do this without editing because I don't know much about editing yet. I've posted a video or two on YouTube, but it's just stuff I did for experimentation. So anyway, back to the point. Here is Kevin Swanson.
There's a moose on the loose.
There's a moose on the loose somewhere here in Albert, Colorado.
You know, I know there's moose in Colorado. I didn't think they came this far south, but okay, that's all right. Well, maybe there'll be moose season sometime in the future.
Do not shoot the moose.
No. Do not shoot
it's
the moose.
a big fine here in Colorado.
Oh yeah. Unless you have a permit. I think they hand out 6 a year or something.
It's pretty rare.
Okay, friends, today we're going to talk about Halloween. This is a popular holiday, getting more and more popular all the time. Back in 2005, 52.5% of Americans plan to celebrate Halloween. This year, closer to 70% celebrating Halloween. That according to a survey, Big Research. Big Insight organization has done research on this, and it turns out, Dave, that there are 67% of Americans who recognize Easter as a religious holiday. Only 58% of Mosaics now recognize Easter as a religious holiday. It doesn't mean they celebrate it, but at least recognize it as a religious holiday. And so now I think you can say that there are more people who recognize Halloween than would recognize Easter in America, and that's significant.
That's true. More people recognize Easter than Halloween simply because Halloween is a lot more fun than Easter. It is. Regardless of what age you are, it's okay to dress up, which is just simply something that as human beings we like to do. And it's sort of something that you get together, you drink, you have a good time. It's a carnal holiday. It really always has been. And it's a lot more fun than Easter. I don't go to Easter celebrations anymore. I have when I was younger because I was raised that way. And Easter celebrations are boring. I'm not trying to be judgmental about this, but they're boring. You get together, people, if they're really religious, they have an Easter, in Easter sunrise service or something like that, and then you get together for coffee and talk. That's the reason why. It's just not as much fun. That's how you make something more popular.
Significant. That's really significant, friends. Not to say that every Christian should or does celebrate Easter and or Halloween, but the fact of the matter is that the average American is more interested in Halloween, whatever that means, than they are interested in Easter. Or what has historically been known as Resurrection Day, celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ. We're going to contrast the Day of the Dead, that is
Somebody please show me a reference historically where anyone's ever called it Resurrection Day prior to the 1970s.
Halloween, what is now recognized as Halloween, is the Day of the Dead, and Easter, or the Day of the Living, the Day of the Living, the Day of the Living Christ, the Resurrection, and how
Easter was not originally a holiday celebrated by Christians to celebrate Jesus being raised from the dead. The name comes from Ishtar. It is Babylonian. Google it. Don't take my word for it.
Culture has shifted in the Western world. I mean, this is one of the dramatic incarnational evidences of a changing culture and changing worldview. People are more focused on death than they are on life.
That's a leap. Just because somebody finds this day, Halloween, that does deal with the death more than they are with Easter for the aforementioned reason, does not mean they're more focused on death than they are in life. I will talk more about that later.
A long shot. You can look at their dress, you can look at their holidays, you can listen to their language, you can look at their facial demeanor, you can look at their clothing, you can look at the movies they enjoy watching, you can look at them and know that there are those who are committed, utterly committed to the vision of death.
Nope. I don't know anybody that's utterly committed to the vision of death except for people who might make a living doing so. Certain kind of artists and musicians and things like that who have to be because that's their career. I don't know any individuals that are committed to... Anyway.
And then there are those who are committed to the vision of life. That is, they truly believe that Jesus Christ is risen from the dead.
Yeah, I want to make sure I'm not misquoting this guy, but did he just say that anyone who does not hold to the Christian ideal is not committed to life or the vision of life? I don't know. I'm not going to put words in Mr. Swanson's mouth.
That there is reason to be outrageously optimistic because we can have the victory over death because Christ has the victory over death. There are Christians who still believe that here and there.
Actually, according to popular definition of Christianity, you're not a Christian unless you do believe that.
There in the Western world, but now there are more people celebrating the Day of the Dead than there are celebrating the Day of Life or the Day of the Resurrection. It's just interesting, Dave. I think we need to comment on culture from time to time because this is the demise of Western civilization.
And people vote.
I don't think making a bigger deal out of Halloween than Easter is indicative of